Welcome to lesson 2 of AP Computer Science. Today we'll be talking about math operators. So these are operators that you should already be familiar with. Works just like regular math right now. So addition and subtraction, it's pretty straightforward. I didn't put the semicolons here, just lazy. But multiplication, use the star, just as you would have thought, and division, the slash. That's perfectly fine. Division could have some nuances in it, and we'll cover those in a little bit. But otherwise, it should pretty much work just like basic math. Now, there is a new operator here called the mod operator. Now, what happens when you mod a number is you take the remainder from it. So if we divided 11 by 2 the old-fashioned way, this would end up being 5. We'd subtract out 10, and then we get 1, remainder 1, as you would do in like elementary school. But we really know it as 5 plus a half, or 5.5. But it just extracts this remainder part. This is what it's looking for, and it sticks it back into x. So this term will be the number that's going to be divided by that term, and then it'll spit back out the remainder. And notice that there's no exponent function, so you can't do like a to the b power, or how you would think of it as like a caret b. You can't do that like you can in some other computer languages, but there will be a function. We'll see. You will be exposed to that later on. So now there's some order of operations going on here, just like the order of operations in math. It'll be fairly straightforward. The increment and decrement are the highest priority, and then there's this guy here called not. We'll get back to him next video when we'll do Boolean math, or Boolean logic and algebra. But for now, just keep him in the back of your mind. So for 2, on the second level, we have multiplication, division, and mod. This would be pretty straightforward, just like normal order of operations that you would see in like elementary school. How the multiplication and division are higher up than the addition and subtraction. Mod just falls in the same category as these guys since it's technically division. So on the next level would be addition and subtraction, pretty straightforward. And there's relational operators. This would be greater than or less than, and so forth. And then there's assignments. That's just the, int x equals y type of thing, or x plus equals 2. So any of those have the lowest precedence, so those will be evaluated last. Now, when we deal with integers and stuff, there's going to be a few nuances. For instance, the answer will be truncated, since integers have to be whole number values, ranging from this magic thing, ranging from positive to negative that. Since it has to be a whole number, it's going to just drop off the decimal. That's what this word truncated means. So this will be gone. It'll just be 1. And you stick it in there. So here's a few examples that I have laid out. Try doing some order of operations and integer math. These will all be for ints. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and then whenever you're ready, just hit play. Okay, so you should be ready. We'll just go through and evaluate these. So 7 times 2 will be 14, plus 5. That'll make this whole thing 19. 5 halves will evaluate to 2, and then this will evaluate to 1. So then we'll get 3 here. 5 mod 3. So this would be the remainder of when you divide 5 divided by 3. That's going to end up being 2. minus 4 divided by 3. Well, that'll just be 1. And then the whole thing will equal 1. Now up here on y, notice how if you just added these straight up, this would actually turn out to be 4. But with integers, you always have to truncate as soon as you do the operation. Now there's this thing called casting, where you evaluate an expression. Well, in this case, you would evaluate an expression, and then you would want it stored into the variable as some certain type. But you have to be careful. There are some, this can be kind of tricky. I'll just walk you through a few. So if we, let's say that we just, I'm not going to do the like normal Java syntax here, but let's say we divided 3 by 4 in integers. This would just turn out to be 0. But if we did 3 point divided by 4, since this is a double and this is an integer, the whole thing would be a double, so you get 0.75. You can say the same for 3 divided by point, or 4 point, I should say. So 0.75. And then 3 point divided by 4 point. So a double divided by a double, that'll get you, that was a weird looking equal sign, but whatever. That'll get you 0.75 as well. So one of these two has to be a double if you want the thing to be a double, otherwise it'll be stored as an integer. Now notice, back to the topic of casting, if we say int 3 point divided by 4, this expression will evaluate to a double, but since we cast it as an int, it'll just go to an integer, so it'll evaluate out to 0. And again, if we did double 3 divided by 4, double 3 divided by 4, this will evaluate out to 0.75 because the double will be casting onto the 3, making it a double, and then if you divide a double by an integer, you'll get back out a double. Now you have to be careful here. This is why I say be careful, because if you end up casting the double, alright, so double, if you cast it onto the whole expression, like you put the whole thing in parentheses, this will evaluate out to 0 since it's integer divided by integer. This will turn out to be 0, you'll get double 0, and then this will just come out as 0 as well. Well, 0.0 or whatever. But it'll come out as a decimal or double, and that could be kind of tricky. So just kind of keep this intuition in the back of your head. For more great tutorials, please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. I'll be trying to get these out before the May AP exam. Ideally, I'd like to get it up before school, the 2014 school year kicks up. 2013, 2014. But anyway, thanks for the view, and see you next time.